Chapter 12. The call of Abram. Okay, go. Go back the other page and you can see the title. Okay? Go back one page. The call of Abram. Okay? For chapter 12, verse 1. Now the Lord said to Abram, go from your country and your kindred and your father's house to the land that I will show you. Verse 2, and I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. Verse 3, I will bless those who bless you, and him who curses you, I will curse. And by you, all the families of the earth shall bless themselves. Verse 4, so Abram went as the Lord had told him, and Lot went with him. Abram was, how old was Abram, Ziki? Ziki, you gotta follow along. Abram was, Ziki, follow directions or do sentences. 75 years when he departed from Haran. So when he moved from Haran with Lot, he was 75 years old. Okay? And verse 5, and Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their possessions which they had gathered, and the persons they had gotten in Haran. And they set forth to go to the land of, see, you gotta follow along, baby. Next time, Canaan. Okay? Say it right away, baby. When they had come to the land of, verse 6, Abraham passed through the land to the place at Shechem, to the oak of Moreh. And at that time, the Canaanites were in the land. Verse 7, then the Lord appeared to Abram and said, to your descendants I will give this land. So he built there an altar to the Lord who had appeared to him. Verse 8, thence he removed the mountain on the east of Bethel and pitched his tent with Bethel on the west and Ai on the east. And there he built an altar to the Lord and called upon the name of the Lord. Verse 9, read verse 9, Ziki. Negev. And remember that from last year? Abraham and Sarai in Egypt. Verse 10, now there was a famine in the land. So Abram went down to Egypt to sojourn there. For the famine was severe in the land. Verse 11, when he was about to enter Egypt, he said to Sarai his wife, I know that you are a beautiful woman to behold. Verse 12, and when the Egyptians see you, they will say, this is his wife. Then they will kill me, but they will let you live. Verse 13, say you are my sister, that it may go well with me because of you, and that my life may be spared on your account. You think that was foolish of Abram, Ezekiel?
What?
Instead of being strong and trusting in God, he came up with a scheme. He said, he told his wifey Sarai to tell them that she was his sister. That was very foolish of Abram. Okay? We all make mistakes. Abram makes mistakes. Okay? He made mistakes, but then he became the father. Abram. At this time, he was still Abram. Okay. Verse 14. Yes, he became Abraham. Verse 14. Read verse 14, Ezekiel. It's short. Come on. All of verse 14. Don't complain.
Is it short?
Just read it, son. Don't complain. Read it loud.
When Abram
Entered
Egypt, then the
Egyptians
saw that the woman take over.
was very beautiful. Verse 15. And when the princes of Pharaoh saw her, they praised her to Pharaoh.
That's a girl.
Princes. Princes is boy. Princess is girl. Princes is more than one prince. Princess is a girl prince. Okay? When the princes of Pharaoh saw her, Sarah, they praised her to Pharaoh. And the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. So they told Pharaoh, hey, there's this beautiful woman. And Pharaoh said, oh, here, I'm going to take her in my house. Verse 16, and for her sake he dealt with Abram. And he had sheep, oxen, he-donkeys, men-servants, maidservants, she-donkeys, and camels. Okay? He gave Abram all these things. He said, oh, this is your sister? Here, take all this stuff. I'm going to take your sister into my house. Verse 17, but the Lord afflicted Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarah, Abram's wife. Okay? Verse 18, so Pharaoh called Abram and said,
Mama.
Siki, focus on the Bible reading. Verse 18, so Pharaoh called Abram and said, what did God say? Read it loud. It's Papa God, okay? What?
If it's Papa God, I'm not.
No, don't question, baby. Just read, son. What? Read loud. Come on.
What is this?
Read loud.
Why did you not tell me that she was here?
Sorry, that was Pharaoh. I got confused. Okay, this is Pharaoh. What you just read, that's Pharaoh. That's not Papa God. Okay? So Pharaoh called Abraham. Okay, so here's Pharaoh talking to Abraham. What is this you have done to me? Why did you not tell me she was your wife? Okay? You think Pharaoh, that's a valid question, or you think Pharaoh is foolish?
She's foolish.
No, that's a valid question. Okay? Pharaoh's saying, why didn't you tell me Sarah was your wife? You told me she was your sister. So I took her in my house. And then God gave me these plagues. What's the matter with you, Abraham?
He's bad.
Okay?
He's bad.
Abraham did something foolish. Abraham did.
He's
Not
bad.
Pharaoh. Abraham did something foolish. Okay? Verse 19. Why did you say she is my sister, so that I took her for my wife? Now then, here is your wife. Take her and be gone. Okay? So the Pharaoh's, like, he's fearful of God. He respects God. You know? And he has these swords, and he's like, no, okay, I respect God. I'm not happy with you, Abram, but I can tell God's protecting you. So take all this, take all that stuff I gave you, and go. Leave my country. Okay? Verse 20. And Pharaoh gave men orders concerning him, and they set him on the way with his wife and all that he had. Okay? That's the end of that section. You have a question?